Well, let's get started, guys. First of all, we'd like to really sorry for the loud noise. This really is a city. And on this corner of the building, it's loud. So if there's sirens and like loud bikes and all of that, I apologize, but it happens. But we'd like to thank the local Artisan Collective and Industrial Art and Design for being our host today for our business during hours. And we just appreciate everybody coming and spending some time to network and have fun and learn about the arts and some of the neat things that are happening in our community. This is such a great and vibrant place that is made alive, really, I think, because of the arts. And that makes really Ogden stand out in so many ways. And it's just authentic and real, and we love it. And so we're going to hear from them today and get to learn all about it. And so we're going to learn, and then we're also going to experience, which is really fun. Get to experience some of what's been going on, what they can do, and the sky's the limit. But we just thought, it'd be so fun to inspire some creative energy through the arts, and that's what this is all about. And then, of course, we got to have prizes too, as part of our business during hours. So that should be fun. Just a few announcements first that I would like to share with you. And first of all, as you're all aware, Officer Lyday was killed in the line of duty, and the Chamber of Commerce has set up a memorial fund for Officer Lyday. If you would like to donate to that, we would love to have you participate, and you can find that on our events page of the Chamber of Commerce. You just log on there as an event, and there's all types of different amounts. So as little as you need to or as much as you want. We appreciate all the support we can get. And that fund is being given to the Ogden Police Department. And that was Officer Lyday's passion in his life, and his life ambition was to be part of our police force. And that money is going, and we're working to them, and we're working with Police Chief Randy Watts on where that's applied for training and or materials or goods for the officers to help keep them safe. So we'd encourage you to do that. Another event, a few events that are coming up. First is our Women in Business have an event on the 23rd of this month. And we're going to hear from Veronica Benson. She's with Utah Women's Retreat, and she'll be speaking at our Women in Business time that we typically have a luncheon, but we will have a speaker. So that's this month on the 23rd at 11:30. So we'd encourage everyone to come and enjoy that. Right now, also, we have our LNU Leadership Northern Utah is being, we're looking for applicants for the upcoming year, for the year 2020 through 2021. So we're just finishing up this year's LNU, and I know there's several of you actually that are on this particular call that are LNU graduates. And so if you know of anybody in this community that you feel would be able to participate and enjoy in leadership, an incredible leadership opportunity, and get engaged with our community and give back and use your leadership skills. If you feel like you know somebody that would be good candidates for that, we are accepting those recommendations now, and you can contact the Chamber with that. And our liaison for this upcoming year will be Tiffany Lanefeld, who is our Executive Assistant here at the Chamber, and you can contact her. It's also on our Chamber website under our events where applications are being accepted. And then finally, on August 19th, we've moved our golf tournament to that date for this year, and it will be held up at Mount Ogden Golf Course. We have a partnership with Ogden City, and that's a fantastic place. And if you haven't made it out to our golf tournament in the past, I'd encourage you to do so. We have so many ways that you can get engaged with that. You can golf if you want. You can be a partner if you want. You can be a volunteer if you want. We just want you to be engaged and want you to be part of this fund. This is our only fundraiser for the year. It's a great time. And even if you don't golf, you can still have fun and participate with the chamber. So we'd love to have you part of that. So again, that's on August 19th. You can register for a volunteer position if you want. Bailey is responsible for this event, and she's working in cooperation with our volunteers to make this an amazing event, the best we've ever had. And we're really excited about it. So I'd encourage you to get involved with that. So with that, I am going to turn some time over at this time for some introductions to our hosts. And we're first going to hear from Lauren Argo. And Lauren, we appreciate your membership in the chamber and what you do for our community. It's just fantastic. Lauren is a co-founder of the Argo House, and which is a redevelopment project that was part of the 25th Street efforts. And the Argo House is a collaborative workspace for creative entrepreneurs. She's also co-founder of Industrial Art and Design. We're going to hear a little bit about both of those. She's also the Design Arts Chair for the Ogden Arts Advisory Committee. And she has served last year actually as the 2019 Nine Rails District Liaison for Downtown Alliance. And she is also board on our Women in Business board this year. And what else do you do, Lauren, in your free time? I don't know. But we just are thankful that you're with us today. I'd like to turn the time over to you and let you share a little bit about the Nine Rails Arts District, why it exists, its future plans, how businesses can support it, and fill us in a little bit there.
Oh, thank you so much, Chuck. I appreciate the introduction. I appreciate so much being a part of the chamber in any way I can, and also helping do my small part at participating in the Nine Rails Creative District. So today, one of the first things I just want to talk about was just share a really short presentation that helps go over the history of the Nine Rails Creative District, what's happened, where it's going. So you guys will bear with me here. I'll go ahead and share my presentation. Oh, that's the wrong one. Can you see it? Everybody can see it, hopefully. Okay, what is the Nine Rails Creative District? Well, it's the boundaries exist between 24th and 26th Street, between Grant and Madison Avenue. And basically what it is just an overlay for the existing city planning sections that helps sort of identify sort of an intensive area that highlights local businesses focused on creating original ideas, experiences, and products. It is part of the master plan that was put together by IO Design Collaborative. And it's a good opportunity for people when they are looking to do development projects in the future, and helps as an overlay for the planning department when making decisions for those developments moving forward. It focuses on mixed use, helping align, city funding projects along with these developments. And it is sort of originally funded by the NEA, but it is really just a grassroots effort to help make art more visible and functional in our community. And the Ogden Downtown Alliance helps communication with these different zones. So there's the Junction, the Vard, the Creative District, the historic 25th Street districts. So the Ogden Downtown Alliance helps form these different, helps be a sounding board for these different districts and help the businesses that live and work in these areas communicate with the community. And so that Nine Rails District Liaison position that Chuck's talking about that I served on in 2019 was facilitated by the Downtown Alliance Board. So why is there a district? Well, really it just helps with livability and beauty and have a more visible space. But it also helps with economic development. As you all know, when you buy local, you're basically putting your money back into the local economy. And so it helps form, it overlays definitely with allowing that economic vitality. And it also just helps create more of a vibrant downtown community with events and performance art and things like that. These are a few of the projects that are involved with Nine Rails District. As you're all familiar probably with the Monarch, there was the Argo House, which is a development project my company helped facilitate. There's been various public art projects. There's the plaza, the corner, platforms through O1 Arts, the First Friday Art Stroll. So if you guys aren't familiar with the Art Stroll, that's something that happens the first Friday of every single month. Various businesses downtown are open during this time between 6 and 9 p.m. And you can see a map of the different businesses that participate in this, but it's an opportunity to walk around to different businesses, see the art that's on display, and have a chance to just enjoy your downtown community. So you can walk around, and there's maps available on the Ogden City website that can direct you to the different locations. But this happens every single Friday, every single first Friday of every single month throughout the entire year. And also during the summer months, when there's not a pandemic in place, there are food trucks and things like that to enjoy as well. So, and you also see more visible murals and things like that, and also public sculptures available as well. So here are just a few images of kind of the stuff that happens. So last year we actually helped put on a Nine Rails District block party. And you can see in the bottom right-hand corner a picture of some live art painting that went down during that, as well as the upper left-hand corner, there were some live performances from local performers. We also had, fire dancing. And then there's the picture on the upper right-hand corner, that's the farmer's market and how its vibrant approach to creating sort of gathering space. So performance, experience, all that stuff plays into the creative piece. Here's some pictures of public art projects and also public sculptures and murals that have existed in the city and will continue to develop over time. Here are some pictures of the different development projects. You have the Monarch down there on the bottom left, obviously, which is a huge success and has a vibrant art and creative community that all work out of the same building. The bottom right there is the corner. That's there's even future plans in the future to develop that further, but right now it's an awesome place to buy local products that definitely exhibit Ogden pride, and they also have food. In the upper right-hand corner is a picture of the Argo House, which is the development project we worked on, which is a collaborative workspace for entrepreneurs. And then the upper left-hand corner is a conceptual rendering of the Weber gym that's going to get renovated. That's across the street from us on 25th Street. It'll be a food hall, a farm-to-table restaurant incubator space. And then just to kind of sum up how that you could potentially support the arts in these times is to certainly consider in any way possible buying local, whether it's the art and crafts and gift ideas that you can get from the local artisan places like the local artisan collective and the Monarch, but you could also use local architects, local landscape architects, designers, creative planners, anything. We have so many resources in this town or in this city that can help you in so many variety of different ways, that whether it's reaching out to me, whether it's reaching out to the Downtown Alliance, whether it's reaching out to, you know, places, hubs like O1 Arts or the Monarch. I mean, we have so many people that are willing and capable and able to produce amazing things that will certainly assist in the city's plans of, you know, economic development and economic gardening. So that's to kind of just sum up the Arts District. There's much more development going on even during these times. And the best way to support that is just to consider whether it's like a gift or a practical application of something, to see if there is a way to buy those things from our immediate community here and now.
So Lauren, I have a
Yes.
question for you.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about, this shows some support for that, the Nine Rails District. Where else does the Nine Rails District get funding for the projects that you kind of showed us here? Is it a public-private partnership, or where does most of the funding come from?
It's certainly a public-private partnership. I mean, there's not any significant funding source for the Nine Rails District currently. I mean, there has been some, there is some activity in regards to funding, in regards to that. There's specific facade improvement grants that you can get through the Downtown Alliance. There are smaller artist projects that the city will fund through its budget. Like they have project and public support grants available through their regular arts funding cycle once a year. But it's very much, the way I see it is like a grassroots approach, where someone decides to invest their private money, they get public support through the city because of the overlay zoning, but then they utilize the fact that other people are doing similar type of improvement projects side by side to justify the risk of doing a different project. So for example, on my particular block, which is basically 25th Street between Adams and Porter, right? Along Porter Avenue is a perfect example of that. So Mountain West Architects, they purchased a building probably, I would say maybe 6 years ago. And they committed to purchasing this building and doing renovations to make it acceptable for their architecture firm. Well, when we were looking at the Argo House to renovate, we were like, oh, we know that this could potentially be designated an arts district, so we're going to invest the money into renovating this building in the hopes that it will be successful. And right now we're full, so that's really good. Right directly behind us, a building is a series of apartment buildings that a friend of mine, a colleague of mine, purchased. And because we had done the renovations at the Argo House, there was a Nine Rails Creative District and also Mountain West Architecture fixed at their building. They decided to invest a lot to renovate their building. And across the street from them, another person is basically investing a lot of money in order to put in a live workspace townhouse development. And so it kind of creates a domino effect, just even in our little block, of people willing to invest for the future in the hopes that it will be successful and allow us to grow and make our community safer.
So before you share with us a little bit about your company, are there other questions or anything that anyone has or comments about the Nine Rails District, about our creative effort downtown? Any other questions?
I have a statement. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I just, Connection Publishing, our Ogden City magazine has just been wonderful. And we've really tried to focus on that love of the arts that's here in the Ogden area, and to specifically promote the Nine Rails District as well. And so, the Monarch has been a big part of that, but you know, some of the other businesses have participated as well. But it's something that I feel like is really important to the Ogden community. And so we've really tried to feature it and have content on that in the magazine, and we've had to do a little bit less in the last issue because of COVID, but we're hoping there will be more arts content for the August one.
Excellent. Thanks, Ann.
Thanks, Ann. And just to clarify, that list that I put up there of just like logos and random stuff was kind of to cue me to remind me of the different types of services that are available. And I didn't at all mean to limit or exclude anyone. But that, you know, things like photography, architecture, design, creative planning, things like that are all integral and also available locally. Like, I know we don't all have, there's not one particular database that you can refer to. I mean, the Chamber has an amazing list, right? The Downtown Alliance has an amazing list. I'm sure O1 Arts has an amazing list, right? There's all these different resources, but we're such a tight-knit community that I think if you hit any one of those people, they can always give you other resources and ways to find those people that exist and provide referrals for those particular services that are available.
Sure. Great. Other thoughts, questions?
I would love to jump in, Vanessa, with O1 Arts. Lauren, thank you so much. I agree. It's about reaching within our community. So when O1 Arts does a project, we're making sure to hire local photographers and videographers and invest in our creative community. I think that's very important. And how businesses can help our organization is get involved when we're having an event, an exhibition, a fundraiser. We would love to have our local businesses be a sponsor. And in return, we invest that money back into our creative community. So it's kind of a give-get program. But also, we're launching a membership program next week. So if you want to become a member of O1 Arts, I'd be happy to share that information next week when we release it. But that's where O1 Arts stands. Just thought I'd give my 2 cents.
Thanks, Vanessa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Lauren, why don't you share with us a little bit about your company and what you do?
Okay. So Industrial Art and Design is once I can play this.
You're muted, Lauren. I'm not sure. Might have pushed a button accidentally.
Okay, there we go. So Industrial Art and Design is a custom design and fabrication firm. We do commercial installations and home decor for a variety of different industries and individuals. We are essentially a blend of engineering, science, and art. We pay a significant amount of attention to detail and aesthetics, in other words, to create things that are beautiful but also functional. We're definitely process oriented. We follow a repeatable process in order to consistently deliver amazing results for whatever it is, whether it's a small project or a big project. We definitely follow a specific design process. It starts with discovery/research. We ideate, which is a fancy word for saying that we come up with ideas, and we visualize those ideas, we model those ideas in 3D space, and then we also, depending on the specific project, we help fabricate those ideas and implement those ideas in real life. So we're essentially liaisons between architects, builders, designers, and also the user experience, because the things that you interact with are the things that we help create. So here's a few examples of our tools that we use. On the upper right-hand corner, you can see a picture of this quadrant view of this object here. This was actually just a front-end grill that we helped design, but it shows you how we design things in 3D space so we can see them from the top, the bottom, the side, and perspective, any way that you want to look at them. It helps us verify clearances and tolerances in the object, depending on whatever it is, how it's going to look before we actually move to that sort of fabrication stage. Down here on the bottom right, you can see a picture of the CNC machine that we have running. This is a terrain model of a moonscape, which is actually the texture of scan data from the moon. This machine that we operate can allow us to cut soft metals, plastics, woods, foams, things like that, to create things that we it's a computer-aided manufacturing process that allows us to take the designs that we do in the computer and make these things in real life with precision down to thousandths of an inch. We can also utilize the way that we put our designs in the computer, we can utilize that in order to create these visualizations of the thing before it exists so that you know what it does. Here's a few examples of some of the projects that we've worked on. These are like some of the larger scale installation projects that we've helped work with around the community. On the upper left-hand side is an image of the playground that we helped design for the Lester Park redesign project. That's the park that's right next to the library that hasn't actually gotten funded from the city yet, but that we won first place for our design contest along with, it was a collaborative design project with a few of the other local design firms in town. The upper right-hand project is a conceptual rendering of the Da Vinci Elementary playground. You guys can actually drive by and see it now. We ended up helping them design a mezzanine, which added a lot of square footage to their playground, which allowed kids to have a lot more places to play. This final design didn't actually end up getting built, but certainly many, many elements that we designed did get implemented, but I really like this original design. So I showed you guys the concept rendering for that. And then down below is a large concept development for a lighting installation for that future project that the Give Group's going to do at the old Weber gym across the street. And it's really helpful to be able to see these things in 3D space before you get them made. That way you can fine tune the details without having to spend a lot of money and make costly mistakes in the future. So a few other projects we've done. The two pictures on the right-hand side are actually decor items that we designed for the Argo House. The conference room table up top actually has integrated logo in with the table legs. We like to put in, sort of tell a story of the objects in space, in the space that they're in, so that they sort of have a layered meaning approach. The left-hand side, you'll see a few products that we've designed and either prototyped or made final. The upper left-hand is a custom crystal chandelier that uses quartz crystals to create the warmth and contrast to the steel patina frame. We like to use really clean designs that the beauty works with the form. And then the bottom left-hand corner is just a picture of a prototype that we've fabricated of this knife set that's supposed to remind you of high heel and feminine form. So we like to make just sort of really, really unique things, but that can have a layered sort of meaning, so that it's not just an object. It also helps people attach a story to it. And just to kind of sum up a few like practical implementation pieces that could maybe give you all individually some ideas on how you can support our business. So one of the things we've done recently, you'll see on the left-hand side are some plexiglass barriers. We did this particular installation for the Monarch, their ADB booth in their event space. We like to not just provide things that you can just buy off the shelf maybe, but basically design things so that they look really nice in the space, that the hardware matches, that the design is very clean, and there's no unnecessary superfluous details that don't make any sense. In the middle, you can see, just take a fence that you normally have to put in or a barrier that you'd have to put in. There's ways to make those things very unique and also make it sort of a conversation piece. And so that's just a barrier we had to put in, that the city wanted us to put in order to protect the people on the sidewalk from the handicap stall. But since it's in the art district and because there's an opportunity there, we made this really cool sort of parametric design that goes with it. And then on the right-hand side, it's a simple commercial door that's also at the Argo House, but it was particularly oversized because it used to have side lights there in the front door entrance. And so we made this really nice, like 5-foot wall door, 5-foot wide door, sorry, 8-foot tall. But we made it so that it's tamper proof, made out of like 1-inch thick polycarbonate glass. And we also used a really nice hinge for it. So not only was it seamless hinge, but it made it a lot easier to open the door because it was significantly heavy, significantly heavier than a normal door. But another thing along the line of doors, I mean, we were working with a customer on a different project, helping him install some a contemporary art mounting piece. And we noticed that he was doing some renovations and he was going to buy a new front door, but he had to order it custom because he needed a specific size. And he also wanted a few different details. And he was going with a national company. And we said, hey, you know, send us the price that you're paying for that and the design, you know, and we can help you make it better. And we can also do it for the same price. So it's, you never know what opportunities arise when you start working locally with people that you can meet with. And yeah, there's all different kinds of things or implementations or uses that you can use our design skills for. And just to be mindful of time, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask.
Gosh, I don't know about you guys, but I'm inspired. I totally want you to do something for me, Lauren. I don't know what it is yet, but we did the ribbon cutting at the Da Vinci place. I didn't know that you guys designed that space.
Yeah, we worked with the kids. We actually worked with the playground committee, and it was really, really fun. It was we incorporated the children's ideas and into the design process, and we met with them weekly, and it was really, really fun project. We love that.
Yeah. So how much of the fabrication do you do yourself, and how much of it do you have other contractors do?
Well, on the scale of a playground, we don't bother. We might do elements of something like on the scale of a playground, but we don't necessarily get into the liability of like making the actual playground equipment but we're happy to work as a liaison with these contractors, right? But in terms of like how much do we do in-house, like that example of that chandelier, we did that completely in-house. A table we can do completely in-house. You know, these small projects, we have 3D printers, we have the CNC machine, we have any variety of different traditional shop equipment to do prototyping, short run manufacturing, stuff like that. But when it gets too big or it becomes out of our specific skill set or our capabilities, we definitely would outsource those, but we help to coordinate so that to make sure that the design is actually implemented the way that it should be, right? And we can speak the language of contractors and builders and things like that and we can read plans and help integrate our designs in with existing plans so that everything runs smoothly.
Does anybody have anything for Lauren?
Just that those were all really awesome. Thanks for showing them to us. Good
Lauren,
job.
How did this all start? Like, why did you decide to get into this space and why Ogden?
So I chose Ogden because of economic indicators and also lifestyle choices like the mountains, low cost of living and the choice of the mountains. And we've evolved over time, just getting bigger and more capable, but started with industrial design, going to Savannah College of Art and Design for industrial design. And then starting off by working on computers in Startup Ogden, and then managed to get to the point where we could have our own prototype shop and get involved with the development project of the Argo House. So it's kind of real short version, but yeah.
Hey, Lauren, I love what you do. And
Thanks,
I'm really
Michelle.
impressed.
Thank you. Appreciate
You've
that.
come a long way, and I love your enthusiasm, and I love your story.
Thank you. All right, so at this time, I am proud to introduce other co-host for today's Business During Hours. And we're very fortunate to have some amazing, just again, amazing creative people and wonderful owners of the local Artisan Collective over here in the Junction. And the co-owners are Stephanie Howerton. Stephanie, we're so grateful that you're with us. And your partner is Jenny Vanegas. And Jenny had an unfortunate accident. She couldn't be with us today. So we're going to turn the time over to you. But Stephanie and Jenny have been working together on this labor of love that they have in the local Artisan Collective. And we're so grateful for you as part of this great community. And both Stephanie and Jenny have served as liaisons in the Downtown Alliance for the Junction. And Jenny is the current liaison, and Steph, you were a couple of years ago. So we're going to turn the time over to you and let you share what's going on at the local Artisan Collective.
Hi, everybody. Jenny would love to be here, but she got rear-ended yesterday, so she's fine. She's okay. She's obviously very stiff and sore, so she sends her love to all of you guys, and so thank you very much for having us. No one comes to my door, but apparently today, while I'm doing this, someone's ringing my doorbell. So my daughter's handling that. Sorry about that. But our mission really at the local Artisan Collective is that we wanted to support artists. So I have my own business, Our Children's Earth, and I make eco-friendly and nature-inspired clothes, jewelry, and household items. And then Jenny and her husband Renee own Galleon's Gold, and he is a 16th generation silversmith. So we got together and we thought we need to be a place for artists, because at the time we're 3.5 years old right now. And at the time there wasn't a place to have your art someplace like that. So we decided there was 3 really important pillars to us to make the local Artisan Collective be what we wanted it to be. And so the first one was we wanted to have a retail space for artists. And we didn't want to just have retail space. We really wanted to be a collective where we were there supporting each other. And so right now we have over 80 artists in our collective, which is pretty awesome to think about. We have from beginning artists to artists that have been doing it for 50 plus years. So there's just a really huge range in what we have at our store, from soaps and bath bombs and things like that, all the way to fine art. The second thing that was really important to us was having classroom space. So pre-pandemic, we had classes pretty much every day, multiple times a day, for all ages, things from silversmithing to painting, kid classes, after school classes, really just the whole gamut of things, sewing, I mean, name it, and there was probably a class happening for it. Right now, with everything going on, we have been starting in the store the silversmithing classes. He's only taking 4 people at a time right now so that we can maintain all the social distancing. And then we are also focusing on doing a lot of online classes. So that's been really fun to see some of the kids doing that. We continue that with our homeschool program and our after school program, and we have some really fun ones coming up with that as well. And then the third thing that was really important to us for the local Artisan Collective was that we had studio space for artists. It was affordable. It was really hard to find space as an artist that you could afford to create your art in. And so those are the 3 things that we have at the store. If you go to the store, you'll find artists working on projects, and we opened up the walls so you can see what all of the artists are doing at any time. Obviously, it's not as full right now with people doing things, but we're still really excited to have going on what we do. We're open currently Monday through Friday, 11 to 2, or you can call us at 801-399-ARTS, and you can make an appointment for another time if those times don't work for you. And then we also have our online, which has, I think there's over like 300 items on there right now, and there's new things being added all the time. So you can find local art that way too, and we'll just ship it right to your house. So that's a really cool way to support the local Artisan Collective. We're downtown, we're on the south end of the Junction, and we are part of the creative 9 Rails district. If you notice, it says 24th Street, but there's like this little dink, dink, dink on 24th Street that goes into the junction, and we're that little cutout. It goes around us. So we're really excited to be part of that district also. Are there any questions about the local artisan collective?
What kind of
Yeah,
classes do you offer,
if you-
Stephanie?
Can you tell us just a little bit about the collective as a whole? How many organizations, people, individuals are part of the collective?
So to answer both your questions, we have over 80 artists in our collective right now, and that ranges from, I think our youngest member is 14, and she does the most beautiful dolls you've ever seen in your life, all the details, the embroidery, everything, all the way up to people that don't say their age. So there's a huge range in there, and it's from people that are just beginning artists. We jury new artists every month, and so we haven't been jurying artists in the last couple of months, but we're just starting again right now, and we just interviewed 2 artists that are interested in being part of it, and it's really exciting to hear their stories, like a lady that just moved from Florida that wants to be part of it, and she's been here 7 months, and it's cool to have that collective mentality where we're all building each other up and working together, but one of us doesn't know, another one does, and work together like that. In regards to classes, we have the silversmithing classes, like I said, that are in person right now. And then online, we have a 6-week summer class coming up, and that is from age 5 to 12, and we have a 12 plus. We have an online air plant party coming up that will be happening. We have a unicorn and fairy class coming up, and we have a robot class coming up. So there's all sorts of fun kids classes like that happening also. And we're working on getting our sewing class going again, either online or in the store. The artist that's working on those.
Thank you.
What does it mean to be a part of the collective specifically? Like how do you become a part of the collective?
Oh, good question. So we have a jury process, like I was saying, and so people have an application that they apply because we want to make sure we're not letting axe murderers or something in the collective. Hint, hint, Bailey, with your axe. But we do an interview process with them because really the collective is a platform. After doing it for 3.5 years, that's the biggest thing that we can say for artists is it's like any other platform. So really what you put into it is what you get out of it. Whether it's like your own personal website or working on Etsy or going to farmer's market or things like that, it's just really important if it's your business or if it's a hobby. And so those are some important questions that we ask people now that 3.5 years ago we didn't think about. But the jury process, and then once you're part of the jury process, there's 4 different ways that people can choose from to be part of the collective. So you can be a consignor, and even at the consignor level, they still have to come and do something to support the collective once a quarter, because we never want to just be a retail space. We always want to be a space where we're working together, we're supporting each other. And then the top 3 are membership, and the members help run the collective, they jury new items in, they have input on how we run things, and that kind of stuff. Does that answer that, Lauren? Okay.
What are the online classes for the kids like? I can't be the only one with bored kids at home this summer.
So we have the classes that I was talking about before. So we will mail you an art kit to your house, and then we'll do a Zoom like we're doing right now. We go through the different projects, and then depending upon which class it is, they're typically either an hour to 2 hours. There's the one that's 6 weeks long. There's a couple that are 2 days. There's one that's 1 day that's 2 hours. So there's just a huge variety and all sorts of fun things. So the unicorn and fairy one is always a really popular class that we like to come to. The robot class is another really fun one. But there's a bath and body one where they can make bath bombs, and so there's all sorts of fun things like that will be happening online.
And you collect like all the materials for them and stuff, like if they want to do the I do have an amateur home chemist in the house. That would be really fun.
Yeah. So we will just send, you'll just get a box mailed directly to your house with everything that you need in it, and then they get to keep everything. So like the Bath and Body class, it will come like little cake molds so that they can keep those, and it will also have the recipes in there. So if they want to create more later after the class, they'll still have all of those supplies to continue to do it.
And then you just do like a Zoom call that's the instructions.
Yep.
Okay, I got to check these out. That sounds really good. Because nobody's allowed to go anywhere, you know, so they'd love some fun projects.
Thanks.
Are all of your classes listed online?
Yeah, so if you go to localartisancollective.com, you can click on a variety of tabs. There's a calendar and classes one that you could click on for the classes. There's shop for any items you want to buy. There's a how to join us if you're interested in being an artist with us. There's artist bios if you want to learn about some of the artists at the collective, and so there's all sorts of fun things like that.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
So we might have other questions as we go along, but hey, let's dive in. Why don't you show us a little bit about, get us inspired, show us a project, and those of you that were able to get your kits, thanks. And yeah, kick it off.
Okay, so everyone get your kit. Lauren, industrial design, everyone will have different ones, but everyone will have a really cool wood turned item. Yes, Anne, that's the perfect bag. You have to share now. So everyone will have a different wood turned vase in their kit. And Lauren, speaking of her amazing design, she drilled a larger hole in there. So what we're going to do is we are going to be making flowers to put in them. So, and this is just a couple of examples. So what you're going to do is get all of your paper out. Don't cut this up. This is really important about Lauren. And there's some stuff about the collective in there. Don't cut those up either. Those should go in your scrapbook to keep forever. So you will have, in addition to your magazines, you'll have some felt pieces. You'll have a glue stick. You'll have a marker. You're going to have two floral wires, some sticks, and then you'll have like some little beads. Have everything out, ready to go? Got your scissors? So these are the only things you should provide yourself, the scissors. So I'm going to teach you a variety of ways to make flowers. And you, because when we teach class, we really strongly believe that you are the artist. And so we give you skills to do it, and then we let you get creative, because that's the fun part, right? So what you're going to do is think about, because everyone has their, yes, Bailey, get the large scissors out. Everyone has a different shape of these. So I want you to think about your vase and what kind of flower shape you want to go in your vase. So you could do, there's some circles, or there's like teardrops. And then you can even get really creative and do, you know, all different kinds of shapes. So it really depends on what you want the shapes for your vase to look like. And you have the possibility to make 4. The reason that I did the wire ones is because I thought that would be fun to have. You can decorate them because they're really easy to bend. Or you can also cut them with your scissors if you want them to go different heights. You can also create some really fun just leaves on these if you want. So if you want to have the leaves coming out of your vase, that would be a really fun thing to do also. So once you think about the size that you want, you're going to get your paper and your marker, and you're going to design your first circle. So this is the circle for the flower. So you'll just do a random circle. So go ahead and make it any size that you want. And this is going to be your petals, your flower petals. I did 5 on this one. So what you'll do is once you have your first initial one cut out or drawn, is then you'll go through and cut them out. Right? So now everyone's going to take a second to cut out 5 petal shapes. And as you're cutting it out, you'll want to make sure that your marker is not showing up, or that will show up on your flower. So you're going to cut on the inside of the marker. Cool thing about the magazines is that you can find different colors in them also. So if you wanted to do different petal colors for your flowers, you could use different petal flower colors. Like this one might have orange and white and blue and all sorts of fun things like that.
Yeah, Stephanie, I got cranes, different cranes going.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, mine's a whole set of little birds.
I love that. That's so cool. Yeah, like this one has horses in it, so I could do like 5 petal horses.
Yeah.
You can do so many cool things. Over time-wise, I'm just going to show you how to do this one flower, and we can get really creative on our own, just because we have 5 minutes left. So give me a thumbs up when everyone has their 5 cut out. Is everyone getting their 5 cut out? Looks like a lot of you are done. Okay. So the next step is, so if this was my original flower petal right here, you're going to want to cut out one that's about half the size. And this size, this next one, will be the middle of your flower. Since I use like some writing on my, I colored mine blue with my marker, so you can color yours if you want, or if you want to put it any color you want from your magazine, you're welcome to do that also. Lauren, I love that your boys are having fun. Does everyone have their middle cut out the way they want it? Once you have your middle cut out, you're going to take your glue stick. Aren't these the cutest glue sticks ever also? Thank you, Lauren, for finding those. And you're just going to put it on the back of it. So there's my front. So I colored this one green. So on the very back of it is where you'll put your glue. Once you have the glue on there, you're just going to add your petals to it. So you'll add petal and you'll add a little bit more glue because they're going to overlap. Then you'll add the next petal, add more glue until it turns it around if you're looking at it this way. So just overlapping as you go around, but you're gluing them onto the back of the petal until it eventually comes one full circle. Does that make sense? Everyone done with that part? Let me know if I'm going too fast ahead of anyone. It looks like you guys are all there. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to decide if you want to put it on one of your skewers or one of your floral wraps or floral wires. Once you pick which one you want, you'll take your glue again and you'll put the glue on the back of the flower. And then you'll add either the wire or you'll add the skewer. Don't pick it up like this because it won't stay right this second. Let it lay on your desk. And while that's drying, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to create, see how this has a little rectangle across it, and that helps hold it in place. So you're just going to take a piece of paper, any of the scrap paper that you've just created, and cut a rectangle out of it. You want to make sure that it's not too long because you want to make sure that it's going to fold over the skewer, but that it's not going to show through on the petals. Does that make sense? Anyone have questions on that part? Okay, once you have this cut out, you're just going to take your glue stick again and put it on each side of the skewer, or if you use the wire, and you're going to put it in place over it so that it will look like this. Again, leave it on your desk or table to dry. Mine have had time to dry. If you try and do this, it will probably fall right off. While you guys are working on that, I'm going to tell you a couple of other things just so, because we were supposed to end. If you want to do the felting is really fun too. You can do some really fun designs with that. So you're just going to, you can cut in any shape that you want again, and you can just keep adding more and more to it. So you can do some really fun things with the felt to make your flowers, and it's the exact same concept. Any of the shapes that you decide to do, so like this one, that is teardrops is the exact same thing. You're just going to cut out your petals. Oh, Clarice, that look cool. You're just going to cut out, oh, I love it, Vanessa, good job. So you can cut out any shape that you want to continue this on. And you can even fold this, like this one that kind of looks like the bird of paradise flower. So this is just folded, and then I added some scrap coming out of it. And you can really do any design you want. You can make some geo designs. I mean, there's the possibilities are endless on how many fun flowers you want to make for it. When you're done, then you'll just put them in your vase, and away you go. And you can sit on your desk, and you can change it out and make as many as you want. Does anyone have any questions on that?
Nice job. That was fun.
I tried to wrap it up with the time we had.
Yeah, you did great. We all have homework, I think.
Yes. Get creative. I'm excited for you guys. It's really fun.
So I think at this point, I think we're ready to turn it over to you, Bailey, and we're going to draw for our prizes. And thank everyone for coming. And
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stephanie and Lauren, for everything. That was really awesome and really fun to learn a few things that we didn't know. And I'm really excited about my little flower. So we have 5 really cool prizes. And so what I did, hopefully everyone is still here, but I took the names of those participating in the call and did a random number generator to pick 5 winners. So Stephanie's going to tell us what the prize is, and then I'll announce the winner.
So the first prize from the local Artisan Collective is that you will get a local Artisan Collective t-shirt where it has local written in big letters. So you can come and pick out any t-shirt you want, plus a $10 gift certificate to the store.
Awesome. So our first winner is Vanessa. She's still on the call. Where did she go? Oh, there she is.
I'm here.
Yay. So you can pick that up at the local Artisan Collective.
Great, thank you.
Our next prize. Stephanie, what's our next prize?
I was waiting for you to say a name, sorry. We will have a small basket full of different art things and a $15 gift certificate.
Awesome. And Shelly Allen.
hey,
Woohoo!
Shelley.
And then the
Thank
third
you.
one, you're welcome. The third one is that we will have a large basket of art and a $20 gift certificate.
All right, I'm looking to see if this person's still on the call. It doesn't look like it, so let me hurry and generate another number.
Come on.
Martha Syme, are you still on the call? Yes, she is.
Awesome. And then Lauren, do you want to talk about your two?
Yes, so we have some really nice wood-turned bowls, 2 of them. So
Awesome.
they're nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right. So our first winner is Lynette Gilbert. Yay, Lynette.
Woohoo.
Lauren, do you want them to pick that up at the Argo house or?
Yeah, sure. She can pick it up at the Argo house, or I could drop it off at the chamber if that's easier for everybody.
Either way.
Yeah, I'll just drop it off at the chamber.
Perfect. And I think our other winner also left. So let me get one more random number here. Ashley, is Ashley still on the call?
Yes, she is.
Awesome.
Yay! Unless there's more than one Ashley, because I've learned.
No, Ashley, you're it.
I worked at one point. I was working with 3 Ashleys from 5th floor and the Monarch, and like, I mean, it was incredible. So
That's great.
that's fun.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. So Ashley and Lynette, you can pick up your bowls here at the chamber at any time. We're open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Okay, great.
And Vanessa, Shelly, and Martha pick up your prizes at the local Artisan Collective. And their hours, again, are 11 to 2, Monday through Friday. Is that right?
Yeah, so starting tomorrow, you can pick those anytime after that. Just really quick, I also forgot to say, if that's okay, your little beads, you can put those on your flowers for embellishments, like to make the centers, things like that. So.
Awesome.
Mine's a bird of cranes.
Oh,
All right.
That's cool.
I was like, oh, cranes on the book paper. So thank you guys. It's been fun.
Fun stuff. Hey, thanks, Lauren. Thanks, Stephanie. You guys are awesome. We appreciate everybody for attending. I hope you had fun today, and we look forward to seeing you near in the future, either on Zoom or who knows, we might be in person someday too. Okay, have a wonderful day. Go make it a chamber day, okay?